Hi, I'm Denise from the Western Suburbs Weekly. Today we're on Rottnest Island. We're talking to Ivan Rutherford, the owner of the Rottnest Bakery. He's been part of the Rottnest business community for the past 43 years. 2 weeks ago, he put the bakery on the market. Today, we talk to him about his decision to sell, the future for the island and the bakery, and his memories of Rottnest. Ivan, you've been at the bakery for 23 years now. What originally attracted you to this business?
To the business or to the island?
Both.
Well, I first came here with the YMCA, which I still think should be on the island. That's a group of people that you're aware of. When I was 10, so that's 60 odd years ago that I first came to the island, and I guess I've had an affinity with it ever since. I came here when I bought the general store. I think Stark was still the manager. No, Des Sullivan had just taken over, and Des was here for 25 years. And it was a good place to live. I mean, I lived here for 15 years. Our kids went to school here, had to leave because after they got through primary, there was no more. That was it. So they both went to boarding school.
And how did the opportunity to buy the bakery come up?
By tender, expression of interest, which was put out by the authority.
And it's obviously a very popular business and local haunt for the island. Why do you think it's got that name tag?
It's always been a focal point of the island for whatever reason. And to be honest with you, I don't really know. I mean, people have always congregated out the front in the mall. They've always, I suppose between here and the pub, that's where people have met. Yeah. People come here in the morning to get bits and pieces from us, from the general store, and then of course go to the pub for lunch or, have a beer.
And what sort of changes have you made over the 23 years?
To the bakery?
Yep.
Well, it was literally a hole in the wall when I bought it. It was an area of about 20 foot square and with a storage room out the back and a small production area. I think we've done 3 lots of alterations over the years, and I suppose we've spent something in the order of, I don't know, maybe 1.5 million plus over the last 23 years. Yeah. I mean, this was the last one we did, which was building all this out here and revamping inside with new equipment.
Yep. And this will end a 43-year association with the island. Will you be sad to see it go and to not come here every day or every second day?
I don't come here every second day. I come here a couple of times a week. In the season, I come a little bit more often. But, when you've got good management, which we have at the moment, these people used to work when we had the general store. It's not necessary to come over, but yeah, I'll be sad to go, obviously.
And what will you miss about the island?
It's a hard call. Lots of things. I mean, the island has taken a different turn, and it's continuing to do so. And I think what's happening, again, with what the authority are doing, I believe, is most probably for the best. We've got work happening at the lodge, work happening at the pub, marina. These are things that, and I'm on the record, so it doesn't matter, Pen, that we should have had these in place years ago. Absolutely no doubt about it. I don't believe if we had these things in place now that we would have the downside that we have to places like Bali. Yeah. Because we would be providing the same sort of thing, albeit at a higher cost. But the product we would have would be a better product. Yeah. And we're some 2 or 3 years away from having that better product.
And do you have a favourite spot or beach on the island?
We used to go to Little Salmon, but we also used to go to Little Parakeet. When we all lived here, Lynn Ryan had the pub and another bloke had the tea rooms, and we used to, on a Sunday afternoon when the last boat went, we jumped on the pub truck and you go out to Little Parakeet and all the kids would get on the back and we'd have there'd be 15, 20 kids and we'd have a barbecue on the beach and kick a footy, didn't matter whether it was the middle of winter or what it was, or play cricket, and then the kids would all go to sleep on the truck and we'd have a beer and come home. But I mean, that's a thing of the past, that'll never happen again. Yeah. So they're the sort of things that you would miss, yeah.
And so what would you say is the biggest selling point for this business?
Well, it has an iconic status, I believe. And under the terms of our lease, and there's no reason why it would change, there's only going to ever be one bakery on Rottnest.